As it's me, it's Queen Heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. So, I got a message from a woman, and she said, are Aquarius rebellious? Because she's rebellious, and she's wondering if that's an Aquarius thing or if that's an us thing. And that's an us thing. Most Aquarius I know are rebellious. You either have the Aquarius who are what I call the rebels with a cause, or you have the rebels without a cause. The rebels with a cause are the ones who are activists. We are always marching. I can't tell you guys how many marches I led in college. Or participated in different protests, things like that. Those of us with a cause usually have some kind of humanitarian thing going on. We're marching against racism, or we're marching for peace, or against hunger or poverty or something like that. We'll march for a person, somebody's been wrongly accused or jailed. A lot of times Aquarius are the leaders in these kinds of movements. In the Black Panther movement, Bobby Seale is a Libra and Huey P. Newton is Aquarius. And Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale were the leaders, the founders, the creators of the Black Panther Party. And it's a Aquarius and Libra duo, which always entertained me because I love my Libras. So we have a tendency, to be the activists, to be the ones marching, to be the ones on the front line. Now, the rebels without a cause just rebel against everything. They rebel against anything and everything. Whatever you want them to do, wherever you want them to go, you tell them to sit here, they want to sit there. They just rebel against anything because they don't have a cause. They just have a rebellious streak in them. And once they have a cause, then they become a rebel with a cause. And then also, most Aquarius don't like authority. Mostly because I've come to find that most authority figures don't know what the hell they're doing. Most authority figures are not no smarter than me. So most of the time I'm looking at them like, Aquarius, we don't really feel authority like that. We will get behind a leader or be loyal to a leader that we believe in, though. When Barack Obama was running for president and all the 8 years that he was president, I had his back. I'm still Barack Obama. I'm surprised I didn't get it tattooed on my arm. I am definitely a Barack fan. If we are ride or die about something, something like, political or something like that, some humanitarian effort, then if it's an authority figure, we will support them. We'll support them, to the hill. We'll stay behind them. We have to believe in the authority figure. If we don't believe in them, or we think that they're an ass, or we think that we can do better than them, or what they're doing isn't cool, then we're not going to listen to them. We're not going to listen to them. We're not going to get behind them, and we might even overthrow them. And an Aquarius will overthrow a leader in a minute. So it just really depends on the situation. I used to always have problems with my bosses, my supervisors, those kind of things, because they're always trying to get me to do something I don't want to do. And the ones who I liked, I would cooperate. I would do everything I could to cooperate as best I could. And the ones I didn't like, I was as stubborn as a mule, So some of the times my issues at work was because of that, because my supervisor was incompetent in my opinion, but he telling me what to do. Like, your incompetent ass can't tell me nothing, So a lot of times we do have problems with authority figures, even our own parents. A lot of Aquarius have problems with their parents from a little age, we're rebelling against them, not listening to them, doing our own thing. One thing I could say about my poor mother is I remember being rebellious, never wanting to listen to her, never thinking that she made sense. And as I got older, I realized that 50% of the time she did make sense. And that's the stuff that I took from her and utilized as I got older. But when I was a kid, I was always trying to do my own thing and always rebelling against her authority. My father wasn't there, so I didn't have to really worry about his authority too much. But when I was around him, he would try to impose it on me, and I'd be like, boy, bye. But he was Aquarius too, so he didn't really try that hard. You know, I didn't see him that much for it to be that much of a problem. But I remember getting in trouble with him because I was rebellious. I remember getting in trouble with her because I was rebellious. I got in trouble at school with the nuns because I was rebellious. I remember one time our teacher told us that we weren't allowed to wear red fingernail polish. So every day for the rest of the semester, I wore red fingernail polish, you know. And she didn't say nothing. She just let me wear it. She didn't write me up for it. And then after I got tired of doing it, I got tired of painting my nails, you know, it just kind of fizzled out. But the point was that I wore it just because she said we weren't allowed to. Just because of that. In Catholic school, I got suspended twice. I got 2 conduct referrals. You know, I would get in trouble all the time. I never got suspended in high school, though. In high school, I would just sneak out the building with my friends. We would sneak out literally and go to lunch. Sometimes we would sneak out the building, go to lunch, and then sneak back in. You know, I was extremely rebellious. The younger you are as an Aquarius, the more rebellious you are. As you get older, I think what happens with most Aquarius is we begin to self-discipline. It's not anybody that's going to be able to discipline us or handle us. We start to self-discipline. And that's what happened with me. I got myself in check by priestess training, meditation, things like that. But I did it. It wasn't an external thing. An Aquarius can control ourselves. We can be very self-disciplined and very self-determined. But another person outside of us trying to do the same exact thing will meet rebellion. They will definitely meet rebellion. Aquarius have a tendency to be extremely rebellious in that way. We're going to do what we want to do. When I was younger, I would do what I want to do and just lied about it. You know what I mean? Just like whatever. Now I do whatever I want to do and just say I'm doing whatever I want to do. You know, it's much easier too. It's much easier to just be like, look, ain't nothing happening. Ain't shit happening. You know, and then go ahead on about your day. When I was younger, I would try to appease people by saying, I'll do it, and then just not doing it. And a lot of people do that. I read a quote by Robert Downey Jr., I think it was once. And he was like, when somebody tells you something, smile, say yes, and then go do whatever the fuck you're going to do anyway. And that's what I used to do. But I realized that it was easier to just be honest. Being honest is really easy. People always think it's difficult because they're like, oh, well, they don't know how to do it because they don't do it, you know? But it's really easy. It's easy. You don't have to remember anything. You just go. Somebody told me once before, he was like, you say that every time. And I was like, that's how you know I'm telling the truth. Because the same thing comes to my mind every single time. So yes, the Aquarius is very, very, very rebellious. If you have an Aquarius child, that's really difficult. I don't envy you if you have an Aquarius child. So those kind of things, yeah, that's very true of us. So I say if you have an Aquarius around you and you already know they're going to be rebellious anyway, I would say, especially if it's one of your children, just give them a cause. Give them a cause, and you really can't just give it to them, but introduce them to causes and let them pick up one of them. Because once they pick up something that they can advocate for, that they can be an activist for, then they'll be a rebel with a cause, and they won't be so annoying with it, you know, because they'll have somewhere to channel that rebellious energy. If your Aquarius child gets suspended or in trouble, or they always need discipline, you know, that's very Aquarius too. And like I said before, 9 times out of 10, as they get older, they will grow out of it. Okay? So yes, we are the rebellious sort. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to all the wonderful people that you know on social media. And if you would like to leave a love donation, I will leave my PayPal underneath here. I will also leave my email in case you want to make an appointment for a tarot reading. Or if you want to ask me a question for Ask An Aquarius. Also, I will leave my social media in case you want to chat to me on Facebook or Instagram. I have a list of topics already that you guys have given me. So if you have more topics, come, come on and give them to me. Put them underneath the comment section or email them to me, and I'll put them on the list and get to them in the order that I can. I don't go in order with the topics. I just grab one because some of them need research. So I grab the one that's finished being researched, or I grab one that I know from the top of my head, or whatever the case is. Okay? See you later.